Hello, everybody. Welcome to Cartoon Boom. This is a show where we wake up with the Saturday morning sun, popped on the floor with a big bowl of sugary cereal, and watch all your favorite cartoons, both old and new. I'm Joseph.
And I'm 2020 Chris in your face. Oh, I said it wrong. I'm 2022 Chris.
I was going to say, you went back in time.
I'm 2022 Chris. That sounds like it's just a sequel to 2020, and I don't like it.
2020 TOO, yes, also.
Yeah, 2022. Yeah, I'm not super down with that.
But this morning, we watched The Amazing World of Gumball. What a world it was.
Surprisingly, not a lot of gumballs, which is weird to me.
Only the single Gumball, and I don't even... Okay, so someone else can clarify this for me, but I've heard through the grapevine, which is IMDb, that Gumball's name is actually Zach, and that there was an episode where he changed it officially to Gumball somehow. I don't know the details behind that, but this is the
Interesting.
Amazing World of Gumball just sounds better than the Amazing World of Zach. So
yeah,
I'm
the Amazing World
that.
of Zach sounds like, I don't know, that sounds like it would be like a Disney show.
Oh yeah,
that I would stray away from big time.
Right,
you know?
It's like a spin-off of the Sweet Life of Zach and Cody.
Yeah, exactly.
When Zach has either he's murdered Cody,
kills his twin,
right?
Yeah.
He can be the only one,
and then it's the Amazing World of Zach.
Yeah,
because he's like, now that Cody's gone, my life is amazing.
He was holding me back this whole time.
Yeah. Anyway,
The Amazing World of Gumball aired from 2011 to 2019, created by Ben Beauclair, directed by Mick Graves and Antoine Perez for season 5 and 6, produced by Cartoon Network Development Studio Europe, Boulder Media for season 1, and Studio SOI for season 2 through, I guess, 6. This ran for 6 seasons, 240 episodes on Cartoon Network. And for a short synopsis, the life of a 12-year-old boy who happens to be a blue cat as he lives with his family and other strange creatures.
Other strange creatures is right. There's a lot of those. And so I was trying to figure out who everybody's supposed to be. It took me a while to realize that Darwin's a fish, like a goldfish with arms and legs.
Right, which is why his name is Darwin.
Wait, why would that make his... Oh. Oh. Clearly...
I'll talk about it more.
I'm
in the
not highly evolved.
But why would his name? Well, you know, to your credit, you realized it before you finished your sentence, so that's fine, right?
Okay. You know what though? I just want to call out, if any of you listening never got it, please let me know. If you didn't get it until you heard this episode, please sound off in the comments so I don't feel so bad.
So who are some of the actors who played in this show?
Well, I'm going to tell you real quick. I'm not going to dive in too much into all of the actors, mainly because they changed a lot and it's going to get real confusing. So I'm not going to go into all of their backgrounds and everything like that. I'm just going to give the family who voiced all of them, and we're going to call that because otherwise we're going to be here for forever. So Gumball Watterson. This is the Watterson family, all right? Gumball, I guess also known as Zach? I don't know. Was voiced by Logan Grove from 2011 to 2014, Jacob Hopkins from 2014 to 2017, and Nicholas Cantu from 2017 to 2019. So 3 different voice actors for Gumball. Similar thing for Darwin, but Darwin gets even weirder. So prepare yourself. Darwin Watterson, voiced by Kwesi Boche from 2011 to 2014, Terrell Ransom Jr. for 2014 to 2017. Here's where it gets weird. Both Christian J. Simon and Danielle T. Hansley Jr. for different episodes from 2017 to 2019. Now that I was very confused by that. So I kept looking through IMDb and I'm like just looking, comparing. And both of these completely different actors listed all the way through 2017 through 2019 for the same character, just different episodes.
Huh.
I was like, what? So I wonder if you pay attention really closely. if his voice sounds different from episode to episode in those like 2 to 3 seasons. I don't know.
Maybe it was a contractual thing or like schedule conflict. Who knows?
I have no idea. It was weird. Luckily, the next 3 are going to give me a reprieve. Nicole Watterson, which was the mother, voiced by Teresa Gallagher. The father, Richard Watterson, voiced by Dan Russell. And then the little sister, Anais Watterson. Did I do that right? Anais?
Yes.
Okay, Anais, voiced by Kyla Ray Kowalewski. And we're going to stop there because I can't do it anymore.
It's a lot of names.
I'm done.
But you know what?
2022 has already ruined me.
To their credit, for all the Gumball actors, they wanted to keep it a kid who still sounded like a kid, and they didn't do any distortion on the voice to try to make it sound like a kid, which often doesn't work so well. So good for them.
Instead, they just fired them and then hired new ones.
I don't know if they fired them, but who knows?
Yeah.
They could have played one of the many other characters.
That's true. It's very true, but no, never.
So here's a few tasty marshmallows out of our big bowl of Gumball cereal, which actually sounds pretty good. Kind of.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if milk and gum mix well.
No, I bet they do. I would do it.
Okay, I'll try it.
Have you ever had ice cream, or have you ever had like bubblegum ice cream?
Well, yeah, I guess the Gumball eye. Are you talking about the Gumball eyes in the ice cream?
Well, that, or like sometimes you get that pink ice cream that's got like the chiclets in it.
Oh, yeah. I've had Gumball flavored ice cream, and that's really good. Ice cream with gum in it, that's kind of like, sometimes it makes the gum so hard and rock-like that even once you do get through that hard shell, you can chew it for like a second and then it disintegrates in your mouth. So it's not a great mix.
How much is true?
But it is a good flavor. So gum ice cream, great.
Well, I don't know.
Gumball ice cream, not so sure.
Maybe there's a way to just mimic that gumball flavor in some cereal that looks like little gumballs.
Oh, that'd be great.
I don't know.
Oh,
I would do
maybe
that.
we could have some
love it.
Stripes cereal. Stripe gum cereal.
Oh, man. Now I'm thinking of like Fruit Stripes.
Yeah, that's the one.
Gum.
Fruit Stripe.
Remember that with the zebra?
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
The flavor went out immediately, but it was fun at least. And there were the Timp tattoos on all of them.
It was delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah. The one true gum.
So the backgrounds of Elmore are actually Elmore is the city they live in, by the way, are actually photos taken of San Francisco and Vallejo, California, as well as some places in London. So obviously you notice that there's a lot of mixed media in this show, and the backgrounds are generally like actual photos of places that things are laid over on.
Right.
Yeah. So here's what we were talking about earlier. Darwin is named after evolutionary biologist Charles Darwin. Appropriately, he is a legged fish and probable common ancestor of all land animals. So when you see things about like fish coming out of water and starting to walk on land, that is like a Darwin theory of evolution, which is why this guy's name is Darwin.
In this family, is Darwin adopted?
Yes. We see that actually in the middle episode.
Yeah, that's why I was wondering, because I was like, I thought that's what they were kind of getting at, but I wasn't sure if that's exactly what they were trying to.
Yeah, and I'll actually go into that a little bit more in one of the marshmallows. So the character Anais, Richard, and Nicole Watterson are named and based on Ben Buckley's own family members. So that's why those are kind of, well, at least Anais is kind of a unique name because it's the creator's actual relative. The last name given to the 5 main characters is an homage to famous cartoonist Bill Watterson of Calvin and Hobbes fame. Yeah.
Nice, yeah.
The popular Nintendo series, you're going to like this one, The Legend of Zelda, is referenced in multiple episodes, including the spoof, The Tale of Zelmore, and sound effects are in there too.
Love it.
Yeah, a lot of Zelda references here. We didn't see any of them, but they're there.
No.
Darwin is not the original Watterson pet. Richard bought a total of 9 fish, all of whom Gumball accidentally killed before he bought the Darwin we all know and love. And then, so Darwin sort of evolved from a pet goldfish to an adopted brother.
Yeah, so that's what I was trying to figure out. Was he supposed to be a pet or like a person in this world? And that's where I was confused.
Originally,
and it sounds like he's both.
Yeah, kind of. Originally, he was a pet. I don't know if he literally like evolved from regular goldfish to legged goldfish, and that's why he was adopted into the family and stopped being a pet. I don't know the details of all that, but we accept it. It is what it is.
I'll accept him.
Yeah.
I like him.
Okay, also, there are multiple DBZ, Dragon Ball Z references within the show. In the episode The Move, the scene where Darwin briefly turns into Darkwing in order to stop Gumball and Clayton from fighting is a reference to a Super Saiyan. In the others, Gumball tries to become a Super Saiyan, and in The Pest, at one point, while advising Anais, Gumball actually transforms into a Super Saiyan. Lastly, in The Night, the Robinsons' dreams are of becoming Super Saiyans themselves. So there's a lot of Super Saiyan references.
Nice.
And I watched a brief interview with Ben Boclay, and he was talking about one of his dream creator to work with would be Akira Toriyama because he's a big Dragon Ball fan.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
And then, okay, lastly,
that's very cool.
Every type of motion is produced in this show, including traditional animation, flash animation, CGI, stop motion, puppetry, photoshopping, and live action, which are all edited together. So this is kind of like what we saw in Misadventures of Flapjack times 10. Like, this is every scene is like this.
It's crazy. I can't imagine how much it takes to produce this.
Seriously, it's wild, but it works somehow.
And just as a heads up, this was suggested to us by a lot of people. This was our most talked about episode I think that we've ever had as far as anticipation. Thank you to Doc Trancy, Epic Otter, and Inoskazaddy. Thank you everybody for suggesting this one, and everyone else that's been hyping us up for it and kind of going nuts about us reviewing this one.
Yes, thank you all. I understand your excitement over it now. So thank you.
And I usually have something really snazzy to interrupt you with here. Something really, really well thought out that ties in with the episode.
Well, I'm going to interrupt you real quick and say that this is the first time that I was ready for the ad. I paused giving you time for it because I was ready. I was expecting it.
Yeah. I am really proud of you. But alas, I don't have a really well written one today.
Oh,
I'm going to have to do it. I'm going to have to just do it without like the really good theme wraparound of the episode that we're watching, because I couldn't think of anything clever. But what I do have is information. And that information is that we have new merchandise available in the merch store designed after our favorite fiery deity, Lava Jesus, which is a joke that's carried on since we reviewed Battle of the Planets, aka Gatchaman, way back in the double digits of this podcast. There are shirts, stickers, hoodies, and more. They all feature the good old Lava Jesus himself. So if you want to rock that melty orange, red, and yellow icon, head over to nerdsloth.com and click on store. We also have a new Patreon system with a $1 tier and a $5 tier, and tons of stuff up there now, with the addition of a monthly bonus episode of Cartoon Boom to be added starting this month. All patrons will also receive an invitation to our special channel in Discord, access to our back catalog of former shows with over 375 hours of entertainment, and your name on the Nerd Sloth website. $5 members get all of that, plus much more, including those bonus episodes of Cartoon Boom I just talked about, as well as lots more surprises coming later this year. So if you want to get a hold of all those sweet, sweet exclusive benefits, then get on the ball and don't gum up the works.
You did it. You did it.
I tried to bring it back around. Yeah.
Yeah, you succeeded at bringing this podcast to an all-time low.
Yeah. Starting the year off right.
Right. No, that was pretty good. I actually like that.
Thank you.
Let's go ahead and jump into the episode we watched for today's show, starting with the very first one, which we had some contention over because IMDb listed differently. But the actual first episode we think is the responsible. In this one, Gumball and Darwin babysit Anais responsibly whilst irresponsibly flooding the house. Kind of, yeah.
I love the guy that comes to the door because like their dad was supposed to get a babysitter, and so he just tried to get one online. It's just this creepy dude that's just like, I'm here to sit on the baby.
Yeah.
Oh man, I was cracking up right off the bat.
Just it's
so
like
good.
a green slime dude with like a fake nose and
Yes.
yeah. Some weird guy. Okay, so to set the set this in motion real quick. So Richard is the father, the giant pink rabbit, and he is very incompetent, and
he's just an idiot.
He's an idiot,
in
but
every sense.
He's got such a good heart, but he is just so dumb. Nicole is the mom, also a blue cat, and she is the most grounded and likely most intelligent of them all. Going off of that, though, Anais is the younger sister. She's 4, I think they said, and she may be the smartest of them all. She's definitely smarter than Gumball and Darwin.
I think she is.
Yeah.
She's a little pink bunny.
Yeah, she's a little pink bunny also. Gumball,
she's adorable.
Little blue cat. You've probably seen him before. Main character, obviously. And then Darwin, goldfish with legs.
It's great. It's just so good.
Yeah.
I love him.
So
I
Darwin's,
love this family.
Darwin's kind of like Gumball's foil in a way. Like Gumball is the troublemaker and also not the smartest. He's not like, he doesn't have like ill intent most of the time, but he's not a good kid either. So he causes mischief a lot, sometimes intentionally, sometimes accidentally. Darwin tries to round him up, and but he often is partaking in these things as well, or just dragged into these schemes.
I was going to say, in this first episode, it kind of seems like where Gumball is trying to do things right, like Gumball seems super ADHD and overreacts to everything to hilarious degrees. And Darwin trying to help steer Gumball in the right direction makes it all worse. And like, you know, it at least just does not make anything any better, and things just keep getting worse and worse as it goes on. And it just amps up the everything that happens, which is great. It's so good for us.
General like idea of this one is that like the babysitter, like they're going to a parent teacher conference, I guess, or a parents' night at the school or whatever. They're supposed to, Nicole and Richard, the parents, and they need a babysitter. That was where the slime thing came in we just talked about. But Darwin and Gumball are trying to be the babysitters instead, basically so they don't have to have anyone watch over them and they can watch Anais themselves. I like how the mom's like, it takes a lot of responsibility, and then they're like, yep, we got it, we completely understand. And then she's like, you have no idea what responsible is, do you? And they're like, nah.
And exactly.
Gumball says like, we were born reprehensible, and then they're like, responsible.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of like they just start overreacting to everything that could put her in danger. Like once the parents leave, she's like, all right, well, I'm gonna go upstairs, and then they tackle her to the floor and they're like, no, stairs. 70% of accidents, stair related accidents happen on stairs, or something like that. And she's like, that doesn't even make sense.
She's like, I don't even know what that means. Yeah.
Yeah, she starts watching TV and commercials come on, and they start freaking out because they're like, commercials will rot your brain. So they start like beating the TV with like baseball bats and break it.
Gumball's like, yeah, there's too much violence on TV anyway. And she's like, so you're trying to prove that to me by destroying the TV with bats. And then the TV catches fire.
It just catches on fire.
Yeah.
Which it wasn't on fire like 2 seconds ago. It just spontaneously catches on fire.
Yeah, and then they try to put it out with water, but it's an electrical fire, and that's a whole nother issue. And then she starts reading. Anais starts trying to read a book, and then they kick it out of her hands because they're like, no, paper cuts. So she's explaining to them like that she's the smartest, so she should be in charge. But they're just like, well, mom put us in charge, so you have to listen to us. They try to like get her to wear diapers after, like, because she was going to go to the bathroom or something, and completely,
that was kind of the last straw for her.
Yeah,
with the diapers.
That's when she pretends that she runs out her window, basically, and gets them to go out onto the rooftop outside of the window, then locks them out. But she had left the water running in the bathroom, which is what caused a flood that I mentioned earlier.
The whole house ends up flooding, containing all the water inside, so the water level inside the house just keeps raising and raising and raising. And she's like, oh, she doesn't know what to do. So they're trying to find like a way to get in, and I like that scene where Gumball's like, have you seen, are there keys like out here somewhere? And Darwin looks inside and the keys are just floating in the water through the window, and he's like, they're safe.
Right. I just want to say that's
man.
a really well insulated house because that water was not leaking out at all.
I know. No,
I was
not at
jealous
all.
of that.
Very well insulated.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like my house wouldn't do that.
No. Eventually, they have to like move the couch from outside or from out of in front of the fireplace. And then the water just like all shoots up out of that, launching them in the air.
That was good. The parents finally get home. There was this whole side story too about like the dad freaking out about going to school and like just not wanting to be there, and he wouldn't put his pants on because he didn't want to go. But Nicole like puts him in the car anyway, so he ends up going back to school as an adult in his underwear and ends up living like every adult's worst nightmare. They get back. What was funny too is they were just like contemplating, you know, how kind of messed up their kids are, because like they got this bill from the school and they're like, oh my god, like how did they light a pool on fire?
Yeah,
like a swimming pool. And then that's the realization comes of like, oh god, we left them alone.
right.
So they hurry home, open the door, a bunch of water just shoots out all over the place. And I love the dad's reaction when he sees the TV all burned up, even though there was water in the house. He's like, how do you burn a TV underwater?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Then Gumball pretends he's gonna, or was originally going to take the blame for it and not put it on Anna East because she's technically the one who left the water on and locked them out. But then, like, he sees how mad his mom is getting, and so he blames it on Darwin. Eventually, that wraps up to them, like, to Anna East blaming mom for leaving Gumball in charge, and then Richard is like pointing at the computer and be like, "None of this would have happened if it wasn't for you." And they're just like, "Who are you blaming?" And he says, "The internet." And they just all agree, and that's kind of how it closes out. It's like, yep, it's the internet's fault.
It is. It's always the internet's fault.
It is. It's true.
Thanks for nothing, internet.
So that moves us on to the second episode we watched for today's show, which was The Choices, Season 5, Episode 5, which was the highest rated. And in this one, Nicole remembers the first day she met Richard and the different choices she could have made. I see why this one was rated so high. This was hilarious.
It was really, really funny. Also really, really like heartfelt too.
Yeah, pretty sweet.
Which I didn't expect from this show. So it was really cool. It starts out with they're cooking dinner. Well, Nicole's trying to cook dinner, but her husband's basically ruined it and everything's catching on fire.
Yeah.
The kids are being ridiculous and they cause like a big mess. And she is just super angry, about to like just scream her head off at them when she kind of does the little pause. And she's kind of thinking back over her life about the time when she did meet him and how she could have made these other choices. She was literally on a very specific path when she met him. And that's not like a figurative thing. That's not a metaphor. She was literally running a path to get to a like karate tournament that she was going to participate in. She made all these, like she had to dodge all these other things and pass all these other people along the way. But she eventually did stop when she met Richard for the first time because he got stuck in a tree log and she stopped to help him out. That's how they meet for the first time. So she's this whole episode is like kind of looking back at other possible outcomes. And oh my God, they are hilarious because they go so over the top. It's amazing.
The first one is like, so someone had just laid down some fresh concrete and he was like, oh, this is taking me all day. And so she runs around it originally, but in this version, she runs right through it to get to her karate tournament, wins a tournament, then becomes president, I guess, and then or gets rich, becomes president, and then I guess becomes like God Emperor of the like Cyborg Emperor dictator. God. Yeah. Cyborg Emperor King. And then after that, like, she sees the people rebel on her and pull her statue down and are like, oh, thankfully she's finally gone. And so she's like, okay, well that wouldn't have worked out, but it says a lot about me. And so
yeah, she runs into Banana Bob, who was on a park bench singing a song. So she's like, what if I would have stopped and listened to that song? So then it stops with her listening to that song, and he just keeps singing it, and eventually like it shows like a quick montage of them like dating and getting married, and he's still always singing that song.
He's not singing that song.
Well, she's hearing it.
No. He's singing songs that sound like banana and like putting banana in every single song. Yeah.
And she just keeps hearing it in her head and she's going nuts. And like she's trying to sleep and she just hears the banana all the time. And like you get to the one part where he's like totally normal now, and he like walks into that room and she's just like got a mustache on and is like in torn up clothes and like freaking out, like singing to herself about bananas.
Torn up yellow clothes, has pictures of banana Bob all over the place and just singing like banana. Yeah, she's gone insane. She stops at this one guy, Harold, who had basically told her like, hey, no need to run, girl, I'm right here or something. And so she stops for him. And he does that thing where he is like criticizing women to lower their confidence so they'll go out with them. And so she, I guess, falls into the trap in this version, marries him, and then it just continues that way. They get married. That's when like it cuts to the next scene of them at the dinner table. She's had like a crazy amount of plastic surgery. Her face looks hilarious.
Ugh.
Yeah.
And it looks so bad.
Yeah. And she's just like, how do you like the sushi? It took me hours. And he's just like, it's cold.
And then it comes to this scene, the cops putting her in the police car and her mansion's burning down. She's like, is that hot enough for you?
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. So good.
That was funny.
Anything after that, every other the version she takes from there ends up with her dying in hilarious ways.
Mostly
like choking
because
on a butterfly.
Right, because like there was this like group of like hippies using the power of hugs as an alternative to modern medicine. And so she's just like, I'll try that. And it's just like R.I.P. Nicole. It's got the gravestone there.
She's instantly dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it does that about 3 times, her dying. And so she finally ends up at Richard again. And that's when it gets sweet because we get to see the montage of how their relationship developed, how they had Gumball, how they adopted Darwin, and then how ultimately they had Anais at the end. And I guess they had spelled Anais's name wrong. And so Anais, as a baby, corrects her own name.
Corrected him.
Yeah.
That was great. Yeah, that was super sweet. Like, man, the montage almost got me, man. Like
I was tearing up a little bit. Yeah, surprisingly.
It almost got me. It was hitting my feels pretty strongly. So it was so sweet. It really was. They were so cute. Oh yeah, by the way, Nicole's dad is Grumpy Cat.
Oh yes, he is.
And he's just so angry in every scene he's in, which I think is hilarious. He looks just like Grumpy Cat. And like when he's driving the car, he's just screaming at traffic. That to me was just so funny.
And her mom is incredibly strict. When she's leaving to go to the karate tournament after the car is stopped because the dad brakes so hard the engine falls out, she's like, wait, hold on. And Nicole's like, oh, I know, I love you too. And she's like, well, that, but also remember, second place is first place for losers. So
right.
We got to see how strict her parents were, which kind of explains her personality and how that
she's
developed.
A little bit strict herself. So then it kind of goes back into like her in the scene in the kitchen where she's about to scream at them, and instead she laughs and she starts a food fight. Basically, not a food fight, a food war is what she declares.
Food war, yeah.
And it's adorable.
She's basically accepted the life that she's ended up with and essentially wouldn't change it for the world after seeing all the other outcomes.
Exactly. She will die.
Yeah. In most of them.
Or end up in jail.
Yeah. So the last one we watched was The Console, season 5, episode 18. This was Doc Trancy's pick.
Yep.
Where Gumball, Darwin, and Anais find themselves plunged into an RPG version of Elmore. And this is basically Final Fantasy, or most JRPGs, I guess.
This was fantastic. This was such a good episode.
We get to see it. It even started funny. Like Richard got Gumball an IOU for his last birthday, so he's exchanging that to give him a real gift, which is what Gumball thinks is a Game Boy at first, when he's like, a game child? which I looked up and is actually a real thing. The Game Child was actually created by
Really?
some like unknown company, but it is a knockoff Game Boy though, so it tracks.
That's
And,
amazing.
this one was made in Chainor, so Gumball's like it's such a knockoff. Even the country it's made in is a knockoff.
Yeah, I just looked it up. You're right. It is a knockoff Game Boy that was made in the 90s.
There was a Game Child, there was a Game Child Mark II, and then there was, I think, a Game Kid was the other one. Yes.
It's so stupid. Some of the games include Football, Space War, Desert War, City Fighter, Ice Hockey, Ghost Hunter.
Everything is knockoff, even the games.
I love that so much.
The game that he gets with this is Inverted Paradox, The Enemy Within, which has a very Final Fantasy-esque title screen look to it. He's like, these JRPG titles never make sense, but then he starts trying to play it. It's where he gets transported into the game, and I guess transports his entire town into the game with him.
Yeah, and of course, it starts out in typical JRPG fashion with, a friend talking to him and is just like, hey, I seem to have forgotten your name. Could you remind me? And then he's got to type his name in, and of course, like a 12-year-old, he types in my butt, and then and then proceeds to laugh at all of the dialogue because it keeps including my butt in it, and it's really funny.
They keep getting even funnier. Yeah, so I wrote down a few of them. The fabric of the universe was ripped apart by my butt. My butt has made quite a mess. And then the last one, here's some healing ointment to help my butt in the heat of battle.
That's so good. It gives you the little blue panel at the bottom of the screen with like the portraits and the text and everything. Just straight up Final Fantasy right there. I'm not gonna lie, dude, I was laughing so hard when they go outside and he's trying to get past the shrub and he can't. And he keeps trying to cut it, and then eventually he just kicks it, and it's like, and the screen rotates and it goes into fighting a big shrub monster. Oh my god, I lost it.
Anna East figures out that it's weak to fire because it's a leaf monster, but then Gumball's like, I think pretty much everything is weak to fire. Susceptible to fire attacks, yeah.
They do the thing too where, so after they defeat it, it's one of like their friends who starts talking to them, and we're hearing the dialogue, but we're also seeing the text in the little blue box below. And anytime something is in all caps, they scream the words.
Yeah.
And that made me really happy to see.
It's so perfect.
Because I always interpret that too in the games.
The place that she got the fertilizer from that made her into this crop monster was the awesome store. And so she just kept screaming that every single time she would mention it. And Darwin's just like, make it stop.
I have two favorite parts in this entire thing that I have to mention. One of them is this next part where they go into their neighbor's house and and Gumball starts stealing everything. And he's like, I gotta get loot. And they're like, wait, aren't you just looting? And he's like, no. He's like, I gotta get loot. Like, that's just how these games work.
That's just how these games work. You go in houses and take everything.
You just take everything. And he's like, see, like, you can even ask whatever his name is. He asked our neighbor,
Mr. Robinson.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, take whatever you need. But you see this like tear slowly dripping down his face.
Yeah. Because Gumball pulls his wallet out of his pocket and takes money out of it. And then he's like, all right, I'm going to go sleep in his bed. Yeah.
Oh my God. That was amazing.
What's so clever about this episode is that it's so right in everything that it's saying about these RPGs. That is very true and 100% accurate. Because you do just walk into people's houses randomly and then start digging through their drawers to try to find things for yourself.
There's all kinds of other really great gags, like Gumball spending way too long on side quests that he ends up super overweight with long hair, glasses, a bowling shirt.
That was hilarious. The NPC or the NPC stops him and he's like, "I've lost my pigeons." And everybody knows these quests where it's like it opens up the map and you see little
They're
pigeon, like
everywhere.
hundreds of pigeons all over the map. And he's
Yep.
just like, "No, like this is like a tedious side quest that preys on every gamer's weakness, which is to 100% the game, basically."
Yep.
And so they go on that side quest, but also like eating 400 packs of tortilla chips and drinking 300 cans of soda. And that's
Yeah.
when like he comes out as Gamer Gumball, who's
Yeah.
overweight, has glasses, acne, a leather Matrix jacket, the shirt, the fire shirt, and then like
Yeah.
the slicked back long hair and a ponytail.
He looks
so
he
accurate.
looks kind of like comic book guy from Simpsons in
Yeah.
a little way. The next scene, they all just have anime hair, which is great. Like he's got Cloud's hair, which is perfect.
Yep.
And the music is like straight up Final Fantasy, pretty much.
Oh, the music's so good. Yeah.
It's really, really good.
They even comment on some of the battle music before
Yeah,
they go into the final battle. They're like,
they wanna
wait,
hear
let's
it
just
again."
listen to, let's just sing this again. Yeah, let's just play this one more time. I like when they're about to go into the awesome store, which is like the final dungeon.
This is
basically.
my other favorite part of the episode because it's happened to me so many times.
Yeah, they're getting sucked into it, and Gumball tries to run out. He's like, wait, I forgot to save. And Darwin's like, it's too late. The cutscene's already started. Everybody knows that pain.
Oh yeah, like it's too like you're screwed. You can't save if the cutscene starts. Like there's nothing you
Nope.
can do. You're going along for the ride at that point.
And sometimes you get pulled into it unexpectedly.
Yeah, they just firebomb this van that they find in there because they assume he's the bad guy, and he's like, "What the heck, guys?" It's like,
Yeah.
no, I thought we were gonna be friends. I was gonna tell you that we're on the same side.
Well, yeah, because the awesome store is just this van, the back of this van. And he just like, I just assumed because you look evil and you're selling cursed objects to everyone. And he's just like, they're buying stuff from the back of a van. What do you expect?
Turns out the big bad is the console itself, which transforms into this huge anime bad guy looking figure that they have to fight, of course.
Oh,
So,
man. What I really love, because I've played so many Final Fantasy games, is where this final battle with this giant phone angel looking monster, of course, is there's this phone that he got earlier from after he knocked his girlfriend out with a VCR that he stole from Mr. Robinson's house.
Yes.
She gave him this phone that had possessed her. And what it does is like summons his friends to come in and help. And everybody knows with Final Fantasy, like you have your summons, you have your espers, whatever. And so like that's when all these friends come out and have these like animations. Like Banana Joe comes out and uses like Final Fantasy's like Cactar attack where all these needles come out of him. Mom comes out with the not angry, just disappointed look. All these things are doing 999 damage
The
to
dad
the boss.
farts a huge giant beam.
Yeah, big
at
fart
the
beam.
dude.
It's hilarious.
But then the end, like it destroys the thing. They end up back in their own world, and the game's just like, congratulations, you've beat the game at 89%. And then Gumball's like, everyone's like, yay, and he's like, wait, 89%? And then he starts the game up again, and everyone's like, no, and then it just cuts.
That episode had me laughing the most, I think, out of all
Oh my
these.
gosh, yes. I was losing my mind watching
They
that
were
episode.
all funny,
in a good
but this
way.
one was the
Yes.
funniest. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, Chris, looks like it's about time we send our inner kids to Elmore to take part in some of Gumball and Friends shenanigans, or get vanquished as menial enemies in their XP grind before facing the Awesome Store! Then see what they thought of the show, The Amazing World of Gumball.
This cartoon looked like it was gonna be kinda dumb, but it was so funny! I love all the funny antics Gumball gets into with his family and all the super weird people. Well, I guess they aren't really people. More like living objects and strangely animated animals? Wait, now I'm kinda confused about this whole world.
This show was as fun as it was ridiculous and chock full of cool Easter eggs, which kind of tracks since the dad is a giant pink bunny. But anyways, I loved how goofy it was and how the console episode so accurately described every single JRPG I've ever played, pointless pigeon gathering and all. Now to find out which path I can take that leads me to becoming Cyborg Emperor King just like Nicole. If I don't get my own statue toppled over by rebelling citizens in my lifetime, what was even the point?
I'm sure eventually one of us will get a statue that somebody knocks over. Like, that's a given.
Yeah, someone's going to destroy a statue of us at some point.
Absolutely. So let's talk about the stuff that we liked about this show. How did you feel about the art style of this? Because it was crazy.
It was wild, and it took me a minute to get used to it, or at least to understand everything I was looking at. But once I did, I really started appreciating it just because it's very nicely blended together, even though it is like a complete mess of mixed media. It doesn't feel sloppily done.
I love the art style of Gumball and his family. Like, absolutely love it. Think it looks super cool against the real life photograph backgrounds. I think that's a super, super neat style. And I do think that the mixed media is really interesting. We saw that in, like we said, Misadventures of Flapjack. And I don't think I've seen enough of it yet to know how much I really feel about it just yet. Because in the episodes that we watched, I think we were limited and didn't see a whole ton of the characters that are done in all the different kinds of media. Most of the characters that we saw were done in a way that are closer to what Gumball's done in, and there's only a few outliers. Whereas I've seen images to show that there's a ton more different styles and stuff that the show uses. So I'd be interested to see some more examples of it to get like a little bit more solid feel of what they were trying to accomplish with it.
Yeah, like their neighbor, Mr. Robinson, was claymation. We saw him more predominantly in the console episode when he was crying that we were talking about. And then I saw a clip of it at some point. I don't think it wasn't in the episodes we watched, but I saw a clip at some point that showed like one of those upside down chins with the googly eyes on it. A real person's chin.
No.
So that's an actual character in the show. So it's like all of this is just mixed together, but done so in a way that no one questions it. Everyone just accepts all of these unique individuals.
I gotta say something too. Like, I thought that this would be a straight up slapstick and silly humor kind of cartoon, but that second episode showed me real quick that this show has a lot more to offer. It's got a ton of love poured into it, as well as some really smart writing, which we saw in that third episode. Because there's so many jokes in there that I mean, only gamers that experience, the type of games like JRPGs or even Final Fantasy specifically will get, and not all of them are subtle. It was just extremely clever, and there was just so much more to this than what I expected to get out of it, that I was very surprised.
Yeah, it doesn't take itself too seriously by any means and can be completely off the wall at certain points, but it does still manage to make sense and feel relatable somehow. Like, I'd argue that it's not like the stupid show that some people would perceive it as for the sake of being stupid. I'm looking at you, Thundercats Roar.
Yeah.
But it's a smart show with a lot of heart behind it that's kind of in like a goofy or stupid wrapping. You know what I mean? Like, it comes off that way, but that's not what it is at its core.
Yeah. And I really like the relationship of the family. I think that's part of what really sells me on it, is their interactions, their love for each other. Very much seen in that second episode that even though they drive each other nuts and they're constantly getting each other into trouble, that they really care for each other. They really love each other. They're there for each other. I don't know. There's some cartoons that don't do that or don't do it super well. And this cartoon did it more than I thought it would. Like, I wouldn't have been surprised if, there was a little bit of that, but this, like I said, it just took it to a level I wasn't expecting from what I was looking at on the surface of it.
Yeah, and I'll transition from that into my dislike, and I don't even know if I'd really label it as a dislike as much as it was something that just made me very anxious. But seeing Nicole, clearly our most grounded and relatable character to some degree, I would say having to deal with all the pure chaos around her made me feel really bad for her sometimes. The choices, I'm glad we did watch the choices episode though, because that helped remedy the way that I felt about it, because it's like, since she obviously accepts her dysfunctional family as it is, then it's okay. So maybe there's a personal lesson in there somewhere that I should really take heed of about accepting the things I cannot change or something like that. Or like we learned from Charlie Brown Thanksgiving, sometimes it's just funny to see characters under constant duress.
Yeah, that part is fun. As far as my dislikes, I mean, I'm going to chain this off of what I was talking about earlier. I'm not sure if I'm 100% sold on all of the animation style just yet. Like I said, I feel like I need to see more of it. And when I say that, I'm talking about like some of the side characters and things like that, using those other art styles. I'm not saying I'm against them. I just really want to see more of it because I love the animation style for Gumball's family. Like their designs are so good, and I want to see more of that. So I think I need to watch more of it to see how I feel about it. But that said, it makes it such a unique show, and it stands out a lot because it's rare to have any show that does mixed media like that. I mean, I can only think of a couple off the top of my head. And I mean, that list is going to be like 5 or less, to be honest, like just trying to think of it on the spot. And to do it well is like a whole nother ballpark. So I got to give them credit for that. And like, I don't know that I can really hold it against them because I still loved what I saw so far.
Yeah. So what would you end up rating this ultimately?
Honestly, this show was hyped up for us a lot by our listeners, and I totally get it. I really enjoyed it, especially that third episode. I was laughing out loud almost the entire time in that third episode, which is really hard to accomplish. It's got great characters, great writing, super cute, albeit sometimes weird animation. I gave Gumball 5 bowls of Grandpa Grumpy Cat cereal out of 5.
This one sort of pulled, like we were talking about, a Misadventures of Flapjack or even regular show, which I know we haven't watched for Cartoon Boom, but I have watched personally, where it felt very real in an incredibly abstract way. Like, and maybe there's just something like very pure at the center of all those shows that really resonates with me personally, which could speak volumes about what a weird mess I am internally. But, you know, that's a whole nother can of worms.
So messy.
But I really think there's just, there's just this like, there's just sweetness to it. And like, it's kind of a conversational humor that I really appreciate. So overall, I'd give Amazing World of Gumball 5 big bowls of Game Child from Chain or cereal out of 5. And we'll definitely be adding this delightfully chaotic cartoon to my personal watch list. I'm holding back laughter thinking of bits from it while I'm talking right now. I can feel myself holding it back. But so I completely understand why people love this show so much.
Yeah, this is one that I definitely want to watch more of. Like I'm going to watch more of this one for sure. And it helps it so much that the episodes are so short too. So this is going to be a real easy one to just watch on the go, catch on a whim, like when you've got some extra time here and there. It's perfect.
Yeah, one for when you just need a good laugh. I think I'm going to warm up for streams and stuff by watching a couple episodes of this just to get myself in the right mind frame. What is it? Frame of mind.
Yeah, I think it's perfect for that.
Headspace. That's the word. That's the one I was looking for.
Spacehead.
Right, headspace.
Right, spacehead.
The right spacehead.
Yes.
So thank you everybody for suggesting this and really pushing it to us. You were not wrong.
No.
This was so good.
Yes, I'm so glad that we've seen this. I've seen, advertisements for it. I've seen images of Gumball multiple times. So glad that we finally gotten to it.
Well, listeners, looks like our milk supply is now run dry, so it's time for us to say goodbye. And in 2 weeks, we'll be watching
The Jetsons, suggested via Instagram by Sarah Lee 008.
I'm pretty sure that's not how their tune goes, but we'll accept it.
And just as to reiterate, don't forget to check out those Patreon benefits. If you go to patreon.com/nerdsloth, you can see what all you get in the different tiers, the root membership and the twig membership. And those twig members, you're going to help us pick an episode of The Jetsons to watch for the next episode of Cartoon Boom. So there you go.
Oh man, I haven't seen The Jetsons probably in over 10 plus years.
I think it's honestly been like 20 for me.
Yeah, if not that.
I don't think I've seen it since I was a kid, like a little kid. Like
Yeah.
Boomerang.
George, Judy, Jane, his wife. I'm just thinking of the song. Elroy.
Jane, his wife.
Rosie, and then Astro, I think, is the dog.
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll talk about that in 2 weeks. So once again, I'm Joseph.
And I'm Chris.
And we'll see you in 2 Saturdays.
Presented by Nerdsloth.
A place for lazy nerds.
If you like what you heard, consider donating at patreon.com/nerdsloth so we can continue bringing you quality shows. Be sure to also leave us a review and share your favorite episodes and clips on social media. If you're looking for more content, visit us at nerdsloth.com.